Hey guys, Voo from Next Turn Lethal here,
And this is Nate.
bringing you a video today with red-blue cyber Newtype ping against...
Blue-white unicorn blockers.
Yeah, so these are going to be some more meta builds, I'd say, here today, with red-blue cyber Newtype being the deck of the weekend, winning, I want to say, 3 tournaments over at Gen Con there?
Definitely one of, at least 2. I remember seeing one. I net decked it because I've been interested in building this myself. But it's definitely been pretty successful.
Yeah, so we got the game starting off here with red-blue going first. Interesting there.
I think it's a typical pass for the red-blue player. I doubt the blue-white player is going to be doing much of anything either unless he has an overflowing affection, which it doesn't seem like he does.
Yeah, with going level 2, we'll see if he has some early game pressure on this side. Seeing a vanilla GM22 stat line being played there.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like the kind of ideal unit you want for the blue-red player. He's got the Rezel for the blue-white. I think that's also a pretty good play.
Yeah, so we'll see if he decides to swing this GM into base and if he has a potential unit to back up that GM for the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, for the blue-white player specifically, I think this matchup is kind of all about board control. I mean, the red-blue player is pretty fast. They can get out of control pretty quickly if you don't have your blockers. So you want to kind of see your blockers early. He's got his award in hand pulled to the front. I imagine he'll play that probably better here than Ilfred if he has it in hand, just because that 3 attack, or the 3 AP, is actually going to be able to trade that Rezel, which is nice. So he cracks the base here. He's thinking about, looks like Ilfred versus, I don't know, is that another Rezel?
I believe it could be another Rizzo.
I would prefer the Zaward here. Yeah, I think
Zaward blocker, absolutely. Even though he's not able to swing into shield per se, he's most likely going to want to clear board for this game here.
I think the biggest thing is that 3 AP on the Zaward blocker. This Rezel is not going to be able to get as much value out of it. Usually that 3 AP means it can live a hit, especially if there's an Ilfred on the board. But not currently. Oh, he's got the gun cannon. Does he have the Ray pilot?
Oh,
he
yeah.
does. Nice.
Link it in, resting that Zaward there.
That's perfect.
Great early game start for that red-blue player.
Yeah, I mean, now he has kind of the pick of the litter on trades here. So he's got the gun cannon. Oh, nice. So now that's Jim.
One, yeah. Yeah, as you were saying, with the Jim being able to swing into the Rezel for a clean trade there, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, now he can just kind of ignore this Zaward if he doesn't want to swing into it. The Zaward didn't get his value. That Rezel is going to have another turn to swing. He's looking really good so far. The blue-red player has been curving out nicely. Blue-white is going to need something good here. An RX-78 paired would be really great here. The LR from the starter deck, but I don't think he's got it in his hand. I don't see a Ray pilot or an RX-78 in there, I don't think so.
Yeah, like as you were saying earlier, that Zaward still is able to trade into Rezel for a very efficient stat line, which will happen in this case here.
But I think the main thing is that Rezel was able to go into life and get a shield before having to trade itself into that Zaward, right? He forced the blue-white player to make that play. So it's the same thing that we just had. We got another Rezel and a Zaward on board, and then it's back over to the red-blue player.
Yeah, I mean, Zaward is a pretty annoying blocker to deal with. Luckily, he will see a Kisacha into the Merida pair, on pair, pinging them both for 1 damage, as well as on swing will ping that Zaward, ultimately destroying that unit there.
Yeah, I mean, blue-red is curving out essentially perfect in this matchup. I can't imagine there's much better of a way for this to go. He's got the blue-white player down really low here as well. I mean, 1 unit on the board, 2 links.
Big swings, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that gun tank got value, and now it's just there just to pressure the shield. That 1 damage isn't much, but to a shield, it's everything.
It's enough. And now you see the speed ups come in. Blue-white's got to think for a while here. I imagine he's going to have to crack the EX resource this turn. He's going to have to extend a little bit. I mean, we see he's got the Banager. I think he has the Unicorn mode rare in there, so he could potentially swing that into something like the something like the gun cannon over there. Oh, he's just gonna draw. Wow, his hand must be rough if he's doing that. I saw another Banisher pilot.
Oh yeah, linking in to trade into that Casaccio, which isn't too bad, honestly. I mean, that is a very annoying LR. You don't want to keep it on board for added ping value.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to live here. There's a third Zwart.
Yeah, cracking that EX resource there just to survive with no base protecting it.
Yeah.
This will be a little rough for that blue-white player there.
Yeah. So Vesalius is coming in. I mean, that's a pretty good card in this deck. Helps get your 2s up to 3s and your 3s up to 4, which is nice. Especially with Ilfrit running around, right? That unit is really hard to out otherwise. I mean, but potentially, if he's got like an RX-78 here or like some kind of Amuro link, he could just win the game if there's no base. So he's gonna swing that gun tank in first.
Yeah, threatening the 2 damage to trade with the Zwart. It looks like he will take that block and trade out there.
I mean, that's Vasilius' value just being crazy right there.
Amuro burst from life, which is not bad at all. Could potentially help him get back into that game there. Going wide to hopefully clear that game next turn, but we'll see what that blue-white player will respond with now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. We know he has a lot of pilots in hand. He's got an Amuro, and he's got at least 2 Banager in there. Actually, no, he just put the Banager on the Riza last turn, right? So it's just an Amuro and a Banager in there that we know of, I think.
Yeah, did I see another Banage on there, actually?
Oh, yeah. Well, he might have had 3, actually, the last turn, yeah. There's definitely the other one, because there's the GDO one, the new one, and then there's the beta one, and he has both in hand right now.
Yeah, I believe, let's see what he plays. That perfect strike, double perfect strike and passing, that is gonna be a pretty nice wall to kind of protect that last shield there.
Yeah, I mean, that slows down this blue-red player a little bit. The 4/4 stat lines on those perfect strikes, while not being able to use their deploy effect to bounce a unit with 1 HP, you are able to trade like pretty effectively into stuff like the Gin from the red boot player, and even if he decides to swing like with the destroy mode, right, the LR, I mean, that's a 5/4 unit, right? Unless he puts a pilot on there, you're going to trade 1 for 1, which I think is a trade you're pretty happy with.
Yeah, choosing to swing that Jin in first, which I find a bit interesting, but he does have 4 up, so maybe some potential threats, but yeah, it seems like he's making that blue-white player either to decide to take that life or to take the block.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of ways to do 2 damage in his deck, right? He could have double gun tank, he could have another Kshatriya pair. So this is quite
even
possibly
close combat as well.
Yeah, this is quite possibly just a bait, right? So it's kind of tough. On one hand, if you're the blue-white player, you really want to take this because if he doesn't have it, you get a lot of value out of one of these perfect strikes.
Yeah, taking that 2 damage and taking the block ultimately. Dealing 1 damage on there, and another gun tank taking out that perfect strike. So, as you were saying earlier, yeah, that Jin was that bait swing to test to see if he would take that block, getting some better value in the trade in the long run there. So he will connect one of those high attack powered LRs in there.
I almost feel like you let that one go and try to block the Merida here. Oh, baseless life's pretty good.
Yeah, that would be a nice safety net. But I definitely agree there. Just letting that go through and ensuring that those...
the 5 AP on the destroy mode, the Banshee is much more threatening than the 4 AP on the gun cannon if you had to choose, right? But I mean, again, this is a tough position for the blue-white player. I mean, he hit base in life, which is nice.
Ooh, seeing that unicorn, and we know he has the Banage going into that link pair there. On swing, he will rest a unit, swing into that Banshee to survive that trade.
Yep. I mean, this is where it gets interesting. I don't think the blue-red player has any cards in hand, right? He doesn't. So with the Vesalius in play, he has enough to crack that base here, but he doesn't have enough to go over the top just yet. So if the blue-white player has another base here after this turn, it's possible we're right back in the same situation we were, right? And he can go back to clearing the board if he's got like an L-Strike pair or something like that. You can bounce one of those units. He's got Rizzo, yep, okay.
Yeah, playing 2 for Rizzo, not a bad style line to play at the end.
I was about to say, yeah, that's really good for if he has a base here, right? I mean, that 4, he can swing 4 with a Rizzo and then 1 with a gun tank, and then he just has game from there. So he's going to have to dig for something here.
Yeah, another show resolve, interesting, yeah.
He's kind of running out of juice. Oh, Kira Pilot, does he have an L-Strike in hand? or is he just gonna have to trade this unicorn and maybe play some blockers or something?
Yeah, I mean that there is another base in hand. The blue-white player has, it seems, infinite resources compared to that red-blue player, kind of in that top deck mode right now.
This is kind of deceptive though. He's got a lot of pilots in his hand, so his hand's big, but he's not actually got that many units. So he does have the ARC-78 pair though, which is nice. So he's going to be able to clear 2 of these bodies here.
Also resting into the Rezel actually.
Yeah. It looks like he forgot. Okay, there he goes. He remembers now. So he's going to swing. He's going to swing into the gym. I think that makes sense. You got repair 2, right? And I think you probably have to trade this unicorn into the Rezel here. Yeah. And then he's got 1. We saw he had an Archangel in hand, so I think that 1 resource is going to go towards that Archangels here. And then again, like he's still holding on. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do this for the red blue player with only 1 in life. I mean, or 1 in hand, right? But he's got a lot of life. So once this blue white player stabilizes, he's gonna have to start hitting life. And there's a lot of pilots that could be in there. There's a lot of ways for that red blue player to go over the top here. But right now, it seems like the blue white player forgot to repair his ARC-78. Oh,
yeah, with that. There we go. Yeah, that red blue player choosing to pass, really, probably not really having much in hand at the moment, and also it seems forgetting to get a resource from the turn before.
Oh, we're talking about it. And how many should it be at? I don't know.
Being at 8 resources due to that player having that additional EX resource.
Yeah,
previously.
I didn't see what he drew, but it must not have been very good. I wonder if it was a pilot or if it's just a unit that he's trying to get like a surprise link with or something like that. But I mean, this is where the blue-white player can kind of sneak in here and start getting some stuff down. But again, he has so many pilots in his hand. Is that another destroy mode?
It seems to be another unicorn there, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he has the Banager to pair with this, so he's gonna be able to cycle this Banager, draw a card. Another pilot, oh my gosh, so many pilots he's drawing this game. But he is gonna be able to clear at least one of these gun tanks while. So he needs to swing with the unicorn first here, so that he can trade he can swing the ARC-78 into one of the gun tanks. Hopefully he remembers. Yeah, okay, there we go.
It is brutal with that unicorn on board, just continuously being able to rest a unit, and that blue-white player doing exactly what he wants and chipping that life down slowly while stabilizing board there.
Yeah, it was already going to be hard to break that Archangels with 2 gun cannons. It's going to be even harder with only 1. So, show resolve off the top is pretty nice though.
That could get him into something.
Jim and is that the
2 vanillas
uncommon
there.
Kashatria? So he has a Ray. So that was what he drew for the previous turn. So it's just a pilot. And he's going to pass here. He's going to play it out. I think you got to at least play the Jim. You want to have at least 1 unit in play, right? Because if you only have the gun tank on hand or in play, that unicorn mode is going to be able to rest it here, and then the ARC-78 can swing in. So you need at least 2 units here. So I think this Jim should come down. You could keep the Kshatriya in hand just because it has the potential to link, right, if you get a Merida and get a surprise kind of swing in here. But you're going to have to break this base. Yeah, okay, so he's playing the Jim.
Choosing to play that GM, keeping the Kshatriya just because it is, at the end of the day, a link pair.
Yeah.
Potentially getting one to close out that game, but unfortunately, this is seeming like a slow burn right now from the red-blue side with that unicorn on board, just guaranteeing 1 unit is always dying.
Okay, so show resolve here, grabbing Zawart in a unicorn mode rare. So the blocker is a little annoying. He really was hoping that he wouldn't have a blocker so that he could just find a link pair for that Amuro, or maybe grab a Merida or something like that. Break the base and then just go 1 more for game. But with the Zawart, he's gonna need a little bit more than that. If he finds like a Kshatriya pair or something like that, like the LR, he can pop that Zawart with the effect and then the swing, which will be really good. But he's gonna need to top deck something here.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be very rough with 5 or 4 units on board, as I should say. This game would potentially close the turn after, or a Gundam linking into that Amuro, resting the Zawart. Definitely swinging to the base. I seems he draws 1 to the effect, but
it shouldn't be there. Oh, yeah, then he realizes, it's 2 other units, not 2 units.
Yeah, swing into that base there with the gun tank finishing the game.
That'll do it though. That was a good match. The blue-white player definitely got a little unlucky. He was drawing like every pilot in his deck, which is definitely not what you want to be doing in this matchup. But overall, I mean, he really was close to stabilizing there.